Dogs of Warcry is a podcast from the Mortal Realms focusing on Warcry, a fast-paced cinematic skirmish game by Games Workshop. You can expect discussions on gameplay, rules, homebrew, lore, painting, terrain, narrative gaming, leagues, and events. Welcome to Dogs of Warcry. In this episode, we're going to be discussing the Adepticon Warcry narrative event, exploring the Blighted Wilds. And of course, you can see with me tonight, we have Mike and Vint,
we're both
co-stars
here.
And creative talent behind the Adepticon event this year. Yes.
Oh! Had I known I was creative talent, I would have had a writer.
Yeah. Sorry, too late. Contract signed.
I just had a Joe in my room. That wasn't what I asked for at all.
A bonus.
Okay.
And of course, as usual, let's start with the Forge of Mithraxis. It's been a long time since we last recorded. So I know there's been a lot of hobby out here. So Vint, why don't you tell me what you've been working on the last 5 months?
Oh my God, it has been that long.
No, not if you listen to these back to back. It hasn't.
It hasn't been any time. So we're recording this after Memorial Day. I had
2026, just to be very clear.
Yeah. If you're listening to these episodes back to back to back, this will be the most recent, and then everything after this is make believe. 5 months, goodness.
That's half a baby.
Or just at least post Adepticon. You could shorten it up if you need to.
I got lured into playing another game system and built a bunch of models for that, and that's been super fun. It's a larger scale, so it's nice to just have giant models that are supposed to be humans that are Stormcast size. Super fun. Love that. I also went through and I've been cranking out. I have a bookshelf full of models that are unbuilt, and then some totes with models that are unbuilt. So I've been cranking through my backlog. So
and then a car with models, and then a car with models.
So fun fact, I have one box of models in my car right now, and that's it.
Whoa!
Yeah, they're all in.
I might have you beat. Congrats, man! That's exciting.
Right?
It is.
The car's values decreased significantly, I'm sure, since the models.
I had Joe in it today, so I guess it's not really that.
Oh, it was worthless then. Yeah.
Its value went up and then straight back into the tunnel as soon as I threw him out of the car. But no, so I'm half the bookshelf done. So probably about 150 models in the last 5 months. Maybe I won't say 100. Let's just say around 100, because I know I built at least 10 boxes.
Is that just built?
Built, primed. I've been painting a lot of cultists for right now with the new edition of 40K coming out right on the horizon, probably around the time this video hits stores near you. So I've been getting ready because I was like, this edition I'm just going to do pirate stuff. So it's going to be the Eldar pirates. It's going to be Chaos Space Marine pirates. That Maelstrom book got me right in the chest because I've always I have pirate tattoos, it's a thing. So now that it's a thing we can do, I'm going to do it, and it's going to be super fun. Awesome. I just built one of the cultists, so I've also been going through some of my Warcry stuff and being like, okay, so I don't know that I need 100 Jade Obelisk guys.
Oh, no, you do.
You do. I definitely have my warband I took to one of Dan's events. That's still very much in existence. And then the rest of that box plus another box that's ready to go to shuffle fighters in and out. So that hasn't changed. And then I was like, okay, so this, and then I found a Corvus Cabal, and I'm kind of the same boat where I was like, well, I already have a full warband of these. And I had one of the big AOS boxes of them. So it was the 2 warband.
Oh, man.
So I was like, well, all these are getting built and converted. So they're all built and converted. And then I have Chaos Legionnaires, and those are cool, but I'm not going to convert those. Those get to stay AOS because Balicor forever. I'm working with a tattoo artist on a Balicor tattoo. That's
Whoa.
cool.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what
Is
side
it
you've
just
chosen now.
Yeah.
is it a dark sky? Just like
It's the one from, if you've watched the most recent series of um, Black Talons.
nope.
So if you watch Black Talon,
I didn't know
then
Bellicover was in that.
spoiler, he's in the second season. But I won't tell
Whoa.
you. He's like a
Whoa.
big deal. Maybe third season. I don't know. I watch them all at once.
Spoil all the
Probably like
seasons.
people are doing to these videos, like all at once. We're listening to it all at once. So
Doing the
I'll have it like,
Adepticon Dogs of Warcry episode speed run, just 2021, 2022, 2023.
we should make a playlist. Aaron, if you listen to this, make a playlist. If you don't,
We
I know
won't.
you aren't listening. Um,
We can say whatever we want about Aaron and his favorite thing to do, kit bashing. Did you have him over when you were doing your kit bashing party, Vint? He loves putting models together that are not related to other models.
that was one of my first memories of meeting him. Fun fact was he brought
Yeah?
up kit bashing and how it was his favorite. Definitely what he said. But it
What a
was like
guy.
such a peaked response. I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we aren't
Kinda-
going to bring that up again."
Kind of took you back, right? He's like, I love converting.
Yeah.
If you don't listen, to our other
speaking of-
episodes,
like weeks later,
yeah.
I got to meet our friend Eric Oakland, who just had a birthday. So happy birthday, Eric! If you listen
happy
to this,
birthday,
still.
Eric.
Probably
Excellent.
not, but maybe. Comment if you do. Hit us up on YouTube. Meet us on the Dogs of Warcry at MortalRealms.com
Or in real life.
or in real life. But yeah, and you couldn't get two different, more different on that spectrum. Anyway,
Philosophical, model building ideals.
Right.
yeah. So I painted Eldar, painted a bunch of cultists, converted a bunch of models, built a bunch of models. Painted some Gene Stealer cult because I was just like, well, these all have a very stable paint scheme. For Adepticon, I painted an entire crude army, so that was cool. And then consequently got about like 2 months before, and then scrapped it for a different Tau army, and then gifted the Tau army. So
That was car towel, right? That was a lot of boxes that were fished out of the boot.
yeah. That was the surprise car Tau.
Mhm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That's fun.
And crude. Yeah, the crude honestly had kind of the same thing. I found a box
Yeah.
that I thought was full of kill team models. It was a whole crude army. So
Surprise!
the mystery unravels itself. But yeah, Adepticon prep. I did a bunch of models. I have so much. It was good though. I've been really like vibing with the hobby. It's been really fun.
Nice, man.
It's awesome.
Very fun. Busy bee.
You
You're
make
always
that, see what happens.
Yeah. You always. I feel like Vince. Like, yeah, I took 20 minutes this weekend and banged out 70 models. It's like, oh, okay, cool. I had a little downtime, walking to my car and
Yeah. A little hobby flex.
yeah. Uh-huh. But you don't even say it in a way that's demeaning to other people who can't do it as fast as you. Go, nope, that's just my speed. That's just how I do it.
It was super funny because the Corvus Cabal took me like the 20-man box took me like 2 or 3 hours, and I was like, I've lost everything. I'm so bad at this now. Like,
You'll get it back. It's like riding a bike.
How did I fall so far? And then I got to like, oh, it's like only been 3 hours. We're okay. Those models were fun, man. I forgot how cool they were to put together from the first few boxes. I was like, this is fire. 100%.
Bring him back. Official petition. Bring him back. Let people buy more of them and glue bird wings to stuff.
Yeah. They're just so good.
Exactly.
Speaking of the petition, sorry, now I'm going to get off topic. Let's stay back. Fortress Mithraxes, I have things to say about petitions. Mike, you're up.
Well, I haven't been as robustly into the hobby as Vint of late. Who could be? No, if you listen to one of our other podcasts, A Story Phase, I've been chronicling my not really much of a chronicle. It's a pretty thin book if it were all to be put together. But I think I talked about it on here. I got a 3D printer back in December. It arrived. I ordered it from Bamboo's what is it, their Black Friday sale. Got it in kind of like the middle of December. Didn't put it anywhere other than on the floor in the box for 3 or 4 months, and then month and a half ago I fired it up, and I've been using it. Man, it is so easy. It's exactly what I wanted. We're not affiliated in any way, if you can believe it, with a massive printing company, but man, I wanted something I didn't have to. I didn't want 3D printing to become a hobby for me. I was like, I strictly want it so I can use it to get stuff quickly, with a very clear, goal and idea. And it's just been perfect for that. So I've been printing a ton of stuff for an upcoming event. I think we talk about it later. We'll talk about it soon. I'll throw it out there. But we're doing a Mad Cry. We're doing a Mad Cry again. No biggie. Just come on down. July 11th, I'm pretty sure. I got to put the pack together and put it on War Tally, but I'll get that soon. But I'm pretty sure it's July 11th. I got to check to make sure that's the date that I run it out the room, but I'm pretty sure it's July 11th.
That's the date I heard.
Yep. What, for me or someone else? Because it could be anything. There's a lot
From
of
you.
Okay,
but
cool.
You're the one that should know.
You'd think, if there was going to be anybody. No, I'm pretty sure it's July 11th. So, but it's going to be an Usharan themed Flesh Eater Courts kind of vibe for this one. So, I've been trying to think of some board ideas and then use the 3D printer to get some stuff ready for that. And then obviously I got distracted making a whole brand new warband that's unrelated to anything that I spent hours and dollars on. I'll wait for that one because that's a new conversion that'll be fun. I'll pull it to an event. But I did pre Adepticon also. I did finish making my spider warband, and I don't have any pictures this time. I will pull them up next time we do it. I'll put a little slideshow together. But I made a lot of conversions for Cruel Boys, Monster Killers, spiders. I made a clawback that had a full spider head conversion. It had like the talent. I bought 2 different Arachnarok spiders for bits, put them all on there, had a whole bunch of the little goblins that come on that kit, put those on as the egg grots, and then put a bunch of like eggs on their bases. I made Headcracker, which is just a fun, obviously, profile for Warcry right now. I used the I can't remember. Mugruck, the Watcha, made that guy into Headcracker and turned his little staff so it looks like it has spider hands on it, and he's got one great big rock eye on his head, and so I added 7 more, obviously, because we're spider themed. So it was super fun. It was the warband I wanted to bring last year, and then it just like cascaded into making like, how many ally ideas can I think of and how many different warbands can I use for that. So I got a whole bunch of I bought the new Shelob kit from Lord of the Rings and put a guy on that to be the Nashtooth, Killer Boss on Nashtooth from Cruel Boys. So just kind of trying to see how wide I can go with it for my destruction warbands, and just kind of be able to mix and match and use this really fun theme for them. So, and then I've been painting up some corn stuff lately because I've been playing that in the league. So I actually put paint on models that I'm playing on a week-to-week basis, which I don't like it. I feel uncomfortable. There's too much color on these plastics. And then prepping for Mad Cry coming up here, and always just scheming on what fun ideas I can come up with for the game. So that's all. Yeah, just a quick 5 months, and that's only like the last 1.5 too. So anyway, Josh, how have you been? What have your hands been up to lately, pal?
Oh, let's see. Been doing some reorganization in the basement. Got lots of for the around Christmas. I got 2 bookshelves ordered and got a workbench, so I can kind of reorganize my hobby stuff and airbrushing station in the basement. So I've been slowly assembling some of that stuff and moving some things out, trying to do some rearranging before it gets too nice outside. I don't want to spend my time in the basement.
Well, it's already going to be like the 80s this week, so you'll like high 80s. So hang out inside.
Exactly, hang out in the basement on those really good. Good balance there. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But lately, we wrapped up Eric's league, so I didn't end up doing. So I did some terrain stuff for Eric to kind of throw out there, or whatever else. But mainly been painting up my Chaos Legionnaires for the current league, getting that ready, and of course, pounding out some ideas for the Mad Cry. I'm gonna help provide one table to add.
Oh, thank you, you're so kind.
I know it should be a fun theme. We'll see if I can pull it off in the way that make the mind's vision meet the table version.
That's always for me. It's like the hardest and most satisfying part, and the most frustrating part. It's like, how close can I make this picture, this very very real, tangible idea, into a physical, amalgamation of that.
Right, exactly. And lately, I've been trying to think of different ways to add elevation to the Warcry boards, because having some hills or something would be fun. And of course, you see a lot of those kind of just tiered hills for wargaming, and it's like, I don't really want that. So
hills are hard in
browsing a lot of
Warcry
different
because of the
ways.
slopes. You get we're slippery. We're slippery buggers, and it can be hard.
Right, yeah, and at the same time, I'd like to be able to stack a couple hills so you get more elevation, or put buildings on top of the hill or whatever. So I've been brainstorming and watching YouTube videos and a bunch of other stuff to try to figure out different ways I might be able to do that. For Mordheim kind of stuff, there are definitely risers, and there's all sorts of easy ways to kind of accomplish that. But for more of a wild type scene, it's a little trickier. So I'm still
I'll throw some ideas at you, Josh. I was working on one of these recently too, so I'll go offline with you and share my hill ideas.
Perfect. Perfect.
I've been watching a lot of Mordheim terrain videos too, just because, especially for like the Flesh Eater Court stuff. It's like very, very similar vibes. It's kind of like pseudo Victorian-esque era. It's just, man, it's fun. Anybody making terrain videos, I'll watch them. So
yeah, exactly. There's lots of cool talent and ideas out there.
At Adepticon, one of my friends, we've been playing games, and I was like, hey, I want to do this really cool narrative kill teamy thing too, because they all have 40k models and no AOS models or Warcry models, let alone. But they're like, sweet, and we don't have any terrain for us to play it on. And I was like, yeah, that's okay. I've got stuff I can build at home. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they grabbed like trench works. So, I've got that mostly painted up now too. I think I've got like shading details, but that's mostly done now too. But it all like links together and like locks in. I think it's Elric's Hobbies. Shout out to Elric's. So, but it should fit on the board too, and it's multi-tiered, and you have like wooden slatted bridges. That's the word I'm looking for. That go across the trench too, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Open and close. So,
whoa,
right? That was pretty impressive. This is madness.
Now with real punching action.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That is cool. Well, let's share some pictures when you get it done.
Yeah. Let's see if I can take some and send them over.
Well, our forges have been white hot. After the forge comes the glory, or at least the path to it, where we talk about some of the war bands, some of the quests, some of the games, some of the recaps, just the stuff we've been up to, just on the board, Yeah. What have you been doing, Vint? What have you been dilly-dallying with on the table?
So I've been working on the other game a little bit.
You can say what it is. That's fine.
We can say it. Okay, I was like,
he's in bed.
Yeah,
it's the My Little Pony
tabletop
war game.
All of our views are going to count for nothing, and it's my fault. Aaron, I'm sorry. But no, I've been playing Conquest First Blood, and it has been an absolute gas. The silliness, the quickness of the game, super fun. The inexpensiveness of warbands, super cool. Building an escalation style at 500 and going up to 1,000, super neat. I'm sure there's a right way and like a more like locked in and solved way to play the game already. I'm sure just looking at some of the rules, I'm like, some of this is just very good and some of this is not so good. But I built like something balanced, and it was super fun to play
nice.
in the games I've played. And even like one of the people I was playing against had a huge skew. It was super cool to play into the skew as a balanced guy. And I was like, this is not normally how this goes. Normally I'd get, it's not like I have no tools. I have some tools that kind of work, and it worked just fine. It felt very balanced the whole way through, where I was like on the ropes, he was on the ropes, and the game goes fast. So I played some of that with 11th edition. Let me count my fingers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11. So that edition coming out in a couple weeks. I've been doing some 40K here and there. Our buddy Joe got me into some spearhead stuff, so I'm going to be
That guy.
spearheading with some cities from Cities of Ash. They were in the pile of things
Oh,
I
the
built.
new one?
Yeah, the new ones. They're all built, primed. They're on the paint block for this week, so I can get them painted and beat Joe up over the weekend or next week. So, but yeah, they're cool. The models are slick.
Yeah, they look awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't built any of them, but man, I've looked at those sprues in the box next to my desk and I go, whoa.
Okay, so here's my two or three sentence sales pitch on them. You can
Cool.
build a frog knight. You can build a snail knight. Like,
all right.
They literally have frog helmets and the Griffin or Gribbly. What are they? The Sigmarillions.
Oh, yep.
The
Griffin,
you had a whole lot.
We're talking about the Gargoylians.
Gargoylians. There we go. Sigmarillions. Exactly what I said.
Close. I mean, we got there.
Yeah. But they have like each of the little symbols. They have a little bit in the kit for the thing that's on the knight.
Ah, cool.
And I was like, this is so dumb. I love it. I can't wait to beat somebody to death with a frog knight.
That's the dream. I mean, why else are we playing?
I got a frog on my
Ribbit.
head.
It's Croak for you.
Is that Lord Croak? Is that what he's called?
Now.
Right. Croak.
Lord Ribbit.
So
the amphibians jokes begin.
But yeah, that's been what I've been playing lately. It's been good. It's been a lot of fun. I was still getting 40K games in, but it's much more relaxed because everybody's like, well, I don't know what we're gonna be doing in a month. So fast and hot rules. Some kill team stuff. I mean, if we're catching up in games for 5 months, then I played a bunch of kill team like 4 months ago. I'm really pumped. I haven't got my Terra and Devlin box because it got lost in the mail or something, which likely means I don't get it. But
no, it'll show. Vint, did you ever hear my story about the expansion sprue from the Mega Gargants for King Broad?
No.
I bought it for Mortal Realms Con last year for my Mega Gargant, and this individual sprue was very fun to track because it got sent between 2 different post offices in St. Paul and then some outlying city. In totality, I think 30 times. So I just kept watching them bounce this single package back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then eventually it showed up at my house. It was a little worse for wear. A couple of bits had popped off the sprue. Nothing we couldn't fix, but it showed up, and that's what it's important.
Yeah, I'm pumped. The idea of boss fights, it's almost like something we've done before. But
no, they wouldn't steal our ideas.
We know, even if it's just us, Aaron and Joe that listen to this anymore. Looking at you too, Eric Oakland. You're listening too, I can tell. You're manifesting. But thank you all, our dear listeners. We do appreciate you and love you so much. But like, I don't know where I was going with this.
Uh-oh. Time to dig out of this hole, buddy. No, you were playing kill team, but it was boss fights.
Let's move to Mike.
Yeah, James Workshop is an avid listener. James Workshop listens. He goes to Adepticon and goes to our events because he copies
Jimmy the Shop.
Yeah, right. You tell me Ravage Coast isn't really just something that we talked about to some guy who had funny glasses and a funny mustache. It looked a lot like Mike right now, except without the bun. Ends with
If I do this, you can't even tell. It just looks like I've got kind of a buzz cut.
Right.
I have a bun. You'd never be able to tell unless you're over like 5'7".
I want to see. The kids on the playground love it. They think it looks great.
So Vince,
everybody at recess says it looks awesome.
I'm a little surprised you didn't get the Eshin, being a big Skaven player.
So I didn't. I also love cities. I have a bunch of cities at home too. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I got really into the cities when they first launched. I thought the models are incredible, and they are. I have a ton of them. I just when as communities grew around us, they were one of the things that people would be like, "Oh, I couldn't get my hands on insert random cities model I had 12 of." So I was like, "Here you go. This is for you." And then I'm like, well, I have some cities, and then I loved the war carts, and those are gone. So, big sad. But I think I have 5 or 6 of those.
Wow.
So super cool. Gonna have to convert the other ones because I don't really want to lose the model. And
Can you turn them
Right.
into cog forts?
I thought about cog forts. What I'll likely do is like for 40K players, because they definitely don't listen to this podcast. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make them into Mauler fiends or tanks.
Oh,
And
cool.
they're just gonna be my Chaos Guard tanks, right?
Mhm.
And instead of I'll put Chaos Warhounds in the horse seat as opposed to the other stuff.
Yeah.
Or like put like I don't know some kind of model underneath it so it looks like it's being pulled or ridden, like it's take the wheels off and plug them into Chaos Warhounds, or put them
Gotcha,
on Raptor
gotcha.
Rixes or something, right? Find a way to kit bash them into a tank.
Vint, the way that you were describing putting the wheels on, I'm imagining like when dogs have their little wheelie cart when their back legs don't work real well, which honestly would be amazing as well. But it was all I could picture. They're just
3D print the Slinky dog from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Into
Yep.
one.
Man, don't do this to me. Don't make me want to do a Toy Story warband, Vint.
Toy Story 5. I just saw the preview for.
Oh no.
It's begun. It's taking the seed is taking root.
It's happening. And let me just type in a couple of things. Bought. Everything's on its way.
Infinity and beyond. Okay, that was so bad. I'm so sorry, guys.
Vint,
Josh,
we
what
didn't.
have you
People didn't. He doesn't like to talk about it, but he did audition for the role of Buzz Lightyear, and he hasn't improved.
been-
Back in Toy Story 1, you went to infinity. Yeah, Josh, what have you been up to?
Let's see.
So-
We wrapped up our Trench Crusade campaign. That was fun. Ended up getting 12 total games beginning, I think we started in February. Then took a break around Adepticon, finished that up just last month or so. That was fun.
Was that at Noble Night, Josh, on the Sunday crew? Or was that a different
No,
crew?
so there's a bunch of guys in the area that I've known for a long time, and they usually kind of run games quite a bit. They kind of cycle through a lot of different things, and so they decided to put together a Trench Crusade after they had done the Kickstarter. So I was able to join them for that. I had 12 of us all together. It's a pretty good group.
Yeah, it's a
Just,
really good crew.
Ultra-
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And but then we finished up Eric's Warcry League with a multiplayer battle. It was pretty fun. Hectic adventure. Got betrayed by Zach. Oh, vampires. And we've recently started my Warcry League. So we're kind of trying out some new stuff in a remote city and a map. We won't go into too much detail yet. We're going to kind of play test a bunch of fun stuff and see how it goes. But this is week 3, so so far so good. Got a few new people that are able to join us and play in the league, and so it'll be fun to kind of see where that goes.
And we shifted to play at the same spot as the Underworld's crew and the rest of the
Spearhead.
Yeah, Spearhead and just AOS Path to Glory kind of folks too.
Right.
So it's cool it's been cool on Thursdays to get to see everybody over there and force poor Alex to choose. We put him in the middle and we both call him and go, "Come on, Alex, come to Warcry," and they go, "Come on, Alex, come to Spearhead and Path to Glory," and he's got to choose every week. Luckily, he's been out of town, so he hasn't had to make any choices.
Right, he doesn't have to choose.
No, he gets neither. He doesn't get to play either. So. Yeah. No, that was
otherwise.
Yeah, Josh, you were talking about it. That was fun doing the end of Eric's league. Unfortunately, I didn't get a lot of interstitial games between the multiplayer events, so I played back-to-back multiplayer events with the gap of like 3 months in between. Wasn't able to get in for a lot of those games, but the multiplayer was a hoot. I was playing with my Gloomspite Gits and my Flesh Eater Court combo, and I think we're still talking about hopefully maybe the next episode is the one we'll do where we'll have him on and we'll have him kind of break down, because you hear me say I'm playing Gloomspite Gits and Flesh Eater Courts and you go, hang on a second, Mike doesn't understand how the Warcry rules work.
Right, yeah.
But there was a reason for it. It was real. It was for true. Yeah, lots of fun. Multiplayer events are just always such a hoot. What a blast. What a fun time.
Definitely.
And then yeah, I've just been having fun playing my warband for your league, Josh. I built a corn list. I was just trying to play some of the fun stuff in corn, and I felt like painting them. So I've been using a handful of like the Underworlds models from Kamendor's Blades. They've got that cool bleed ability that's been really fun. Not good, but fun. And then I've got a couple of the guys from Garrick's Reavers. I've got Blooded Sayic and, I can't remember the other guy's name. It's going to kill me too. He's got a lot. He's the one that's got the 3-inch range chain axe kind of thing that he can throw out. He's really fun to use. And then I also have everybody except the leader from Magor's Fiends. So I've got the dog, and then I've got the 2 blood warriors from that group, and it's fun because like the whole warband kind of has some movement shenanigans. And then what's my leader? I can't remember what I'm playing as my lead. Oh, I got a Slaughter Priest. That's right.
Slaughter Priest, yeah. No.
Yeah, so I got some pull. I got some the guys from Garrick's Reavers can add extra movement on their next move action, and then the dog can actually give a free bonus move to the other 2 dudes on a triple within 6 inches. So it's just fun to, and I never use any of them. I just go, I'm here to kill stuff. So
You use some of it.
That's true. I still haven't used the dog one, which is the one I'm most excited about.
Right,
but
right.
it's
tricky because he's fast and he only leaves people behind.
Yeah, he's you just do it first.
I'm playing my Chaos Legionnaires, so just the 1-box Chaos Legionnaires, but they're good, well-rounded. A lot of fun.
we scrapped the other day, and I'd been poo-pooing them a long time from the competitive side, but again, I think we all kind of, with some newer folks playing, we tried to play a little gentler war bands than maybe some of the more toothy things that we normally play with. And yeah, our game the other day, Josh. So my first game was against Eric. And I completely tabled them by the end of the game. It was just and we had a fun twist that was if you don't roll any crits, you can turn a hit into a crit. And there was something else that helped too. The mission was just called Warhammer. And it's just, I was like, man, I'm so glad they made this mission. And it was just kill the other team's hammer, I think. I can't remember now, but it was a really fun mission. We got lucky with a really good deployment, fun twist. So yeah, it was a particularly like lethal thing, and I killed all of them. And then the next game against Josh, I had all but one model get taken down in the middle of the fight. So corn giveth, corn taketh away. Josh and I had some incredible moments too, where he was swinging on me, and I was like, man, I'm not going to do as much damage. So I used the corn reaction, which is, better than old counter. It's you do 2 damage for every miss, and then any crits do an extra damage. And there was a time where Josh had a guy on 9 wounds, and he swung on me, and he's like, I don't think I'll get this. And I was like, that's a pretty good roll for you. You got 9 wounds on the first one, so I'm left at 1, and you roll it again, and both times I reacted expecting to die, and like somehow you missed on every single one of them on the second one. And then I had one of my tiny little like 70-point chaff models fighting against your leader, and I hit it with a crit. I got it to bleed. And then so I did some bleed damage, and then I did the counter twice, and you were just not able to kill it. And this thing did like 10 wounds back just from like the corn's due reaction. It was like it almost soloed your leader with attacking one time. It was incredible.
I know. When you're hitting on 3s, those 1s and 2s, man.
Yep. You gotta get some new dice. Those ones, or give them to your enemies. Give those dice to somebody you hate for Christmas this year.
Take these for a while.
Yeah.
Every year it's like dice Christmas.
Yeah. Why does Josh keep giving them to? I tell him I don't need any more, but he keeps giving them to me.
It's like that one, courier. Here's the bone.
Yeah. Good old marrow-scrolled Harold. Right. What a guy. Just, please, monsieur, take the bone. It is a very tasty bone. It won't kill your whole family or anything. But no, it's been fun. I've been enjoying this warband. I've been hamstringing myself in League the last couple of times by playing warbands that I think are very funny or silly and enjoyable to start, and then I go, oh no, I hate this completely. The last league wasn't as bad. Gitz was pretty fun, but then again, 7 God Speakers. It just, the first time I did it and the first time it went wrong, I went, oh, this is going very wrong. This is unsalvageable. Yeah, I was just, I was like, well, I've got 14 wild dice and nothing to spend them on, so I'm not sure what to do here. But I did have a nice pile of dice, and none of them were from Josh, so they were good ones.
Exactly.
Mhm.
All right. Well, at least we've been able to get a lot of games in, variety of types, flavors. That's always nice because you can always learn some new stuff and incorporate it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
it's a good
Josh,
way to go.
did you get some good stuff to steal from Trench Crusade?
Yeah, lots of fun narrative elements there. A lot of
Cool.
the stuff can be. The system's quite different, but the campaign system has a lot of flavor. So it's
Nice.
definitely encouraging me to kind of come up with some more novel, unique flavor items for this next league in terms
Nice.
of artifacts, other kinds of stuff.
Cool. Awesome.
Oh. And all right, so now Visions of Madness. Fortunately, I don't think we've had a fact since October of last year when we got
That just means we're overdue.
exactly.
Speaking of petitions,
Oh yeah, that's right.
if you guys seen the petition that's going around, the link will be below, right, Aaron? And we'll put it in the comments so you can find it if it's.
Or
not
for some
below.
reason it's not. Just ping us. We'll send it to you. We'll find it.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and we'll post it into your response. I'll probably post it. All kidding aside, as soon as the video launches, if it's not in the description, I'll put it in the comments for you for the petition to continue having Warcry rules. It went around. I think there was like they were saying like over 1,000 or something, 1,200 signatures on it already. I've shared it.
I haven't checked it in
times.
a while. I feel like it got up to like 2,000. It got a pretty good. Yeah, it got some legs to it.
3,400 people have viewed it. That's pretty
Yeah.
awesome. So, James Workshop, I know you steal our ideas. Please just give us a new fact for our game. But that was cool, and I liked that it was community led, and it was super neat to see that it was getting traction on both sides of the pond. It was just cool, right? We're a great community, and Warcry will always have the best community in most any game, right? We have just about everybody's great. Everybody's pretty cool. It's a chill game. It's very fun. It's very silly. Even at competitive levels, the silliness factor can't be discredited.
There's goofing even at the top tables. Which is the best.
Right.
Yeah, we're there to have fun and play a game and play it well, but enjoy it.
So that's been fun. I feel like one of the cool things with it is, there's no news, but I still see Warcry events. Yeah, there's no news, but the three of us still work on stuff. Sure, there's no FAQ. Build another warband. Try something different.
Make new narrative rules, and steal from other people that have made them. Don't have to completely make your own one if you're not comfortable with it, and you maybe aren't certain on the balance and stuff like that. But there's so many great resources out there. Yeah, good. What's the line that good artists borrow, great artists steal? Right? Yeah, be a great artist. Yeah, something like that.
Well, even Warcry came up with a new flavored campaign setting, kind of using some of the Ravage Coast rules, but entirely new flavor set in Saigis. So
yeah, I was just digging around on there one day and I found it in there and I was like, oh, neat. Give me a second, stall for like 10 seconds and I will find it because
I mean, I know Warhammer World's got a Warcry event coming up too, so I mean, it's not that there are people playing it at official GW locations and stuff like that too. It's just
they just had one at Warhammer World too, and they had it was on a Wednesday, and they got like 35 people or something like that, like really well attended for a weekday that you probably had to take off work to do.
Exactly. We're out there. We're hungry for more. All those great models. We want rules for those bad boys. Come on.
Keep dropping the heat and then just putting a little sprinkle of Warcry numbers on there, baby. Speaking of upcoming events, I'm pretty sure Dan Salty C is running one on the 6th, which is in like a week and a half when this comes out. So maybe you still have time to sign up, but there's one going on up there. It is Frozen themed, I'm pretty sure. I knew I couldn't make it, so I didn't read the pack, so I didn't get too much FOMO, but I'm pretty sure it's you have to choose an Anna and an Elsa for your warband. And then there's some side quests related to that. So
that's awesome.
Very fun
too. But
I can't wait for the Bluey themed Warcry event.
It's happening. It's got it. Yeah.
Crazy. You have to have a dog, at least one.
Yep. legally, you have to.
Legally.
So then, yes, found it. If you go on Warcry and search for the Shattered City of Anthemheim, exactly how you'd expect to spell it. Or you can just, I found it because I was just looking up fan made, and that was the only two options that came up. But yeah, it's just kind of like Josh said, it's the whole Ravage Coast kind of replacement for the core of the narrative campaign, but it's just a whole new one that somebody made up, where you just go, hey, instead of using all these rules, use these rules instead. Super cool. Yeah, really, really fun stuff. And then more events coming up. Yeah, July 11th. We're gonna do a Mad Cry. Come on down if you can make it. That'd be great. I think we got some folks that were at Adepticon coming up, that are gonna come up from Illinois, that I talked to. So hopefully, gonna be a pretty big one. That means I got a good thing I got a 3D printer to print all this stuff, and I've been preparing, and I'm not only one board in so far. Nice.
Good time.
Yeah.
We need help. Let me know.
For sure. I won't let you know. I will need help, but I won't be good at communicating it. So I'll work on that.
You every couple weeks, be like, "Hey, dude, what am I painting?
How's the deadline? Is it coming up?"
Do you have a theme?
Yeah, it's gonna be. I gotta finalize the pack, but kind of just like an Usharan's midsummer party. Maybe originally it was gonna be his birthday, and then I was like, maybe we do it for the summer solstice, for the summer king. We might just call it Usharan's midsummer gala, right? Something along those lines. Look, we're finishing the pack right now in real time. Unless you're listening to this pre-recorded, which you are, unless you're Josh and Vint and me. But sorry to get meta there. But also watch while you're walking, unless you're driving, in which case close your eyes. That's not legal advice. The other thing I wanted to throw out there was somebody who came to our event, who didn't realize it. I'd come across them a week or two before when they were prepping to come to Adepticon. Somebody had shared like, hey, this person's working on Warcry stuff. They stream on YouTube and Twitch. It's the Spackle Grackle, again spelled how you think it's spelled. Super, super cool. Played in our event, had a great time. I had to return one of their models that got left behind after the event when we were there. I said, oh no, I know who this belongs to. And then I went back to the hotel room after we got done with our event, before we went out to hang out for some beer and food. And I was like, cool, I'll bring it then, when we'll meet up then. And then I left it in the hotel room and walked all the way there. And I was like, I got to go back. I got to go back and get it, but return it. But no, super, super nice person. Does a lot of, I think they were streaming yesterday. But yeah, on Twitch and YouTube, just another, if you're looking for new people, new cool people to talk to or just hang out with and stuff like that. Yeah, had a great time. I think they really enjoyed our event too. But yeah, recommend them if you're checking out. I'm expanding the Visions of Madness into anything I can see within my field of vision or have seen in the past.
Yeah,
it's
a community section as well.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah. And then another fun thing, I know Off Meta Musings did rules for cog forts in Warcry. I haven't actually read through them. I just know that he created them. And I think he built it. He did another one before that he built the rules off of, and I wish I could remember what it was now. But yeah. So if you're gonna buy a cog fort because they're just cool, because you just think they're neat, you and Marge hanging out, then yeah, if you want a way to just shove it into the game, it sounds like he's got an idea of how to make that happen. So check out his channel. He's got some neat stuff there too.
It'll be fun. Yeah. Monster. I don't know.
Yep. I've been trying so hard. We just literally 2 nights as of recording ago, we recorded the Cities of Sigmar story phase episode, and I bought the City of Ash box because I was like, it's a Warcry box. I'm like, you can't trick me. I know a Warcry box when I see one. I got an extra set of the terrain as well, and then I was like, I'm doing pretty good not buying all of the new cities stuff. And then release date came out. I hit my woosahs, and I was like, I'm okay. I don't need any of these. And then we did the the episode. And if you are familiar with me on Discord, you know that my picture is of SpongeBob when he's in Sandy's dome sweating, saying, I don't need it. I don't need it. I definitely don't need it. And then we did the Cities of Sigmar episode. I was like, I need it. but I haven't made any purchases. I'm really proud of myself. But I do really, man, just the ideas for cog forts, just kit bashing and stuff like that. But sorry, completely unrelated to anything. I'm going mad. There it is. That's the madness part of the visions.
Exactly. Usharine's Midsummer Festival. The solutions of started.
They're kicking in. Whoa, boys. So anyway, I've got this delicious plate of boiled meat over here. It's just a rotten carcass.
Perfect.
Bring your inner cannibal.
And outer.
All right, gentlemen. It's that time. Circle of
that
paint.
time.
Does anybody made progress on the circle of paint?
I have a pivot.
Okay.
I have technical progress. I would like to announce to the group. I have technically made progress. However, it is from a pivot. I will leave it up to you, gentlemen. You distinguished and handsome gentlemen, and kind and thoughtful and generous gentlemen. Also quite tall, both of you, looking extra tall this evening. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So, if you've been keeping up with the Darkwater madness, the fun that's been going on with it, they did this fun little thing where they released some extra characters from outside the box. However, technically Darkwater legal. And as someone who was working on a Flesh Eater Quartz event, I decided to start painting up some Flesh Eater models. And I was wondering if that could completely count instead of the Nurgle ones that I love so much and I have spent so much time thinking about and just can't commit to starting painting yet.
Yeah, no, I think that's still legal. There's rules for it. In the White Dwarf, official.
I don't know if we said Darkwater box though. I'll have to go back and if whoever's listening to this daisy chain episode after episode, let me know if I said Darkwater box or when we decided it, or if we said just Darkwater model.
I think at the time that's what we had available to us. I mean, and that was before they added any additional rules. So I'm fine with saying yes.
Perfect.
Paint some models to fit the Darkwater game. I'm good with that.
Love it. Vint, you're gonna say no, and I'll be the tiebreaker.
No, to be fair, I don't have the Darkwater models yet. So you guys are way ahead of me. So let me get them this weekend.
by having a box.
Be right back in front.
I've got the models assembled.
You guys have been dodging me. That's what it is. I was wondering. I was like, I can't get these guys.
We're trying to get ahead. You're always beating us.
Vint walks out of the store with the sealed box, puts it down in the front seat of his car, walks around to sit in the driver's seat, and they're painted. Oh, just fell into it. Sorry.
Fine. Look at how fine we are.
I couldn't pick a model. I got them all.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. I did the whole box.
Excellent.
That'll actually probably be what happens. I'll be like, yep, circle paint's done. And you'll be like, do you have your model in? And I'll be like, I just painted the box.
You pick one. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Is this good? The whole thing, golden beam level. Josh, have you picked one?
I have not. I'm still leaning.
It's only been 5 months. Don't worry. It's
still leaning towards the what's it called?
The heroes, right?
Centaurian. What's the
Kurnothi?
I can't remember the name for the Kurnothi Centaur model, but he's a prince in the Darkwater box. But still leaning towards that one. So
with that wide gate,
checking it out, and I was like, "This will be fun. It's
a cool model. All the centaurs look great, though. To be fair, we missed it for this Sylvaneth release. I'm hoping next year is the year, or next edition for AOS is the year they finally go. Here you go,
some Kurnothi.
Yeah, get a little Kurnoth in your life.
I know. Yep, looking forward to it. Good.
All right, let's all commit to be one step further forward next time we meet in 2030. Is that?
At least pick a model.
Okay, which one
or two? Narrow it down maybe.
I think I'm gonna be, since I'm painting all of the ghouls, I'll probably have. I will have all of the ones that got rules painted. And so I'll just keep painting through those, and I'll have one picked out, either paint progress or model pick progress.
There you go. There you go.
I'll commit to one of those.
Sounds good.
Is our next like one of these not going to be 6 months from now? Because I would hope not.
We do have a couple of ideas. Ruminate. This is how we go though. We are so back, and then we do 3 episodes in 3 weeks, and then we go, well, time to kick up the feet for the summertime, boys. We'll see you fools at Mortal Realms Con.
We got big things planned. Remember that time we had a paint challenge and I was the only one who got it done? That was funny.
No,
I eventually got it done. Eventually.
No, I don't remember that at all. No.
I'm gonna have to mug some kid, steal his dark water box.
You could Vin, you'll lose. You'll lose.
He's gonna be real small. He's literally gonna be a model. He's gonna be like a Corvus Cabal Caballo. And I'm gonna cloud him in the head and steal his dark water box.
Get him. I want to see it. I want to see on the news. I know that guy.
So when
really
do I
wanted
get
those
this done in a month, or do I get 2 months?
No, we
the
get
first
the
5
summer.
didn't count,
We get the
clearly.
summer.
Yeah, no, for sure the first 5 didn't count.
I'm pretty sure in the last video we talked, that was like, let me know in the comments or in the Discord what you want me to paint. And I don't think that ever happened. So,
Whoops.
dear gentle listener, not on me.
Oh, nice. All right. Trying to set up a new account, anonymous.
Anonymous Vint hater.
Dan Herrera, you did comment on the video, but you just quoted Mike, so it counts. But it wasn't a vote.
It was a sarcastic quote, if I recall, which is completely fair. Yep. I can't remember the comment, but
I will check the YouTube just to see if there are any comments. I haven't checked in a while, so it's possible.
Same. I haven't been. Well, I only check when we put up videos, and well, maybe this is sort of a circular problem we're running into.
So anyway,
I know how to solve this.
I did check, and that was that comment, and somebody was jealous of the Madison scene, which is fair. It's a great scene.
Yeah,
we're lucky.
Move here. That's the only option. Just move
Honestly,
here.
Madison's a great city.
Abandon your family.
Overture.
Yep. We got Mad Cries here too. Those are fun. You're closer to Adepticon unless you live in Milwaukee, probably. But yeah, there's cool stuff.
Yeah.
Neat.
Exactly.
What else do we need to talk about?
We got the Death Flower. We got
flowers.
Yeah, the stinky big stink. Can't remember what it's called. Corpse flower. That's it.
Corpse flower. Yep.
Yeah, what if that
it's again
put it on
in
my
your
gravestone.
theme of Bergeron summertime festivals?
What if it blooms on the day of my event? It could only I don't think it blooms until a little bit later though, but all right, you know what? I'll commit to it. I'll have they only bloom for like 1 or 2 days a year. And we're in Wisconsin, so we are in a lower light area than most places, so they bloom later in the year. But if you commit right now, gentle listener, I'll commit to having an actively blooming corpse flower at the event for immersion's sake. I'll do it. That's just the kind of host I am.
And gentle listener, you'll have to be there to prove he's right.
That's true.
And if he's not, what do we get to do?
I just want to put a caveat out there that my promises are subject to delusion for this particular event. So,
nice.
Floating it out there.
The Lego flower could be the corpse flower. In reality,
it's just a single daffodil that also would be hard to get in bloom. Yeah. Whoa.
Pulled it out of the yard.
I'll resurrect it.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Excellent. Well, listeners, it is that time. And it's time to talk about the Adepticon 2026 Narrative Warcry event.
Timely.
We had good 36 people, I think, that attended and played in the event. Great number this year. Lots of fun. Was had. We even have one person who I have to go back and look at the notes, but he has offered to help us get some catacombs boards printed out to use for an event. So that would be a lot of fun to try for next year. Something like that.
You're my hero.
They were just trying to impress Vint. They didn't mean it.
Yeah.
They were just
They sent
sucking
it to
up to
Josh
him.
and got us mixed up again.
Yeah,
They couldn't see me. I was standing behind him.
yeah.
They look the same. We just look the same.
One of us, beautiful hair, Josh. Other one, short, gribbly hobbit. It's easy to get us mixed up.
I think it's because your names sound so similar, Josh and Vint. You know, they're just almost. I don't remember which order I sent them in.
Mike, it's okay.
Yeah. Oh! I didn't even realize mine sounds the same too.
Anyway.
All right, listeners,
so,
listeners. So this year, fortunately, I've got my co-stars in action here, and they did the creative workup for this year's event. I ended up with some bronchitis a good 2 weeks before the event. And,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what we get for procrastinating.
Wouldn't be such a big deal if we started
So
3
hopefully
months
next
prior.
year I'll avoid Nurgle's touch, but but things went well. Right?
Whoa! You know what's not going well is Josh's camera right now.
The
There
camera
it
went
is.
crazy.
I can read his
That's
tax
excited.
documents. Social Security number 772469142.
And that's the day Mike got arrested.
Oh no! Oh no! What have I done?
Oh no! Remember when we're off the rails. Sorry, folks, we're a little rusty.
All right, hold
Guys,
on
no
here. Let me
worries. Don't edit
I've got to
this.
get my camera setting reset.
This is why you got to watch the YouTube, folks. This is why you got to come over. This is
Technical
podcasting
difficulties.
gold.
We've never been more locked in than we are right now.
This
All right,
episode
Brad,
might need to
workout,
get edited.
Let's see if I. Nope, it doesn't move back. Okay. All right.
So,
Trying to find the
Let's just do
appropriate
the rest of it staring at your right arm, Josh. I'm here for it. There you go, peeking on
there you
in.
go. Get the most Skaven face ever. All right. So the recap, what have we all done previously? So we've worked on these a few years now. And we really should, Aaron, have a series of Mortal Realms Con events, maybe. That way
Oh.
we get the Underworlds guys in on it, because they also do amazing episodes.
The
I
whole
do
team.
listen, and they are amazing.
Definitely.
Every time.
And if you're looking for consistent releases, they literally release every 2 weeks. I don't know that they've ever missed one. I'm sure they have. Actually, I'm not sure that they have.
Not really.
I'm not
I think
sure.
They
They
might
do a
miss
couple
one or
different
two, but
things.
they've they make up for it with the fact that their videos are as long as ours every 2 weeks. And the rotating hosts, which is also super cool. Shameless plugs, the name of this episode. But we've done these events for a while, right? We've done, Mike, you've done Mad Cry 1. We're doing Mad Cry 2.
No,
Mad
this
Cry
is.
3?
I think this is 4. We did the Western themed one. We did the mining themed one, and then we did the Mad Cry one with the Moss Cairn last year. So this is, I think we're on to number 40. Not 40, but
Couture
get it.
Bono understands.
We get it. Just sorry, I'm just looking at Josh again, fighting it.
Yep. I'm working on it here.
You could probably turn the camera off if you wanted to while you work on it.
I'm trying to figure out how to do that too.
Oh no! Guys, we promised that we've actually. Oh, there he and now he's gone forever.
He's gonna be right back. Don't worry, children.
Scared.
Josh is only gone for a moment to fix his camera. He'll return. But when we originally developed this 3-4 years ago now, I was actually a part of the crew I was helping out trying to come up with these paths and stuff like that. So I've been, I was there when we kind of thought of the idea, and then obviously have played in them other than last year, all of the other ones. So definitely, very familiar with how the process works and how we lay these out, which made it easy to write one this year, which was super nice.
Yeah, it's fun. I remember because we had a couple meetings before because I want to say did we? I think we did one before.
Mm-hmm.
That was branching. And then we had you in on the second one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, uh,
The first one was when there was a whole extra path, the Dogs of Warcry path. I think it was
yep,
was the Grand Alliances, and then the Dogs of Warcry path, if I
yep.
remember correctly.
There
And
were so
five,
many. We wrote so much for that. It was
yeah,
crazy.
that's almost two full events for what we do now, right? That's five paths versus the three that we kind of commit to now, and three seems
Yeah.
pretty manageable. Well, Vint, you ended up doing two of these ones, so you'd
Yep.
be the best. The I did one of them, and I was like, that seems like that's a lot. That's a good chunk of writing to do. So,
I want to say
yeah,
the first year I did 2 or 3 of them.
okay.
Um, and Josh did the Josh thing and like carried. He's not on the call, so we can gas him up.
Yeah, yeah. He can't deflect any of our compliments anymore.
Yeah, take that, scrub. But he made all these like super cool awards, like he does every year. We set up the terrain. It was just a lot of fun.
Mhm,
But we loved the choose your own adventure stuff, right?
mhm.
And the ability to kind of take that and turn it from one, like an idea into the reality of what comes out in our events was just super fun to do. And I know it's more polished every year, right? And
Almost.
Josh and
If you're listening, Josh is back, and now we just have his belly. Oh, he's gone again. I feel like I'm watching a Scooby Doo episode, and Josh is popping in and out of doors. He's
it's Josh Cena.
uh-huh.
There we go.
Oh, there
There we
he's
go.
back.
Hey, we know that guy.
We were giving you compliments. You didn't get to deflect them.
No, it's okay. I heard them. I heard them all. I'm still
Oh.
here.
Was it still on? Did you still actually hear it all?
Um,
For real? I didn't know you could leave the room and come in like that. Good to know.
But yeah, we've done
You
the
got
writing.
cameras installed in your offices. Sorry.
Nice.
All right. Now we know.
Cameras in our offices?
Yeah, Josh is always watching. And he's watching you at home. All right, Vint, what
He's
were you
got a
saying?
camera in my car, so like
Everything else is in
I'm supposed
there.
to do my work. But no, I think we just kind of ad libbed. You were here for it, Josh, but in spirit anyway. I almost kicked over the desk.
I'm going to pour my water on my keyboard just to keep up with you guys. Don't mind me.
But yeah, so we've done these events before,
Yeah.
and they're always fun, and they seem to connect well and land well, and we've changed them up a little bit. The idea of not doing 5 was a good one, and I'm glad we don't do 5 after the first
Yep.
one. Could you imagine
Yeah.
trying to rally 5 of these together again?
No. We've made lots of refinements and efficiency improvements over time. Definitely good.
Mhm.
I feel like every year it runs smoother too, which like
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
like 2 years ago, I was like, "There's no way it gets smoother," and then last year happened. I was like, "Okay, this is also really smooth." And now we're this year where I was like, "Do we? What do we do?"
Yeah, it's something going wrong. This is too smooth. This is
Yeah.
this
And
is
that's
concerning.
We had the
the players-
bronchitis and the other, and then you couldn't, and then you lost your voice. So
Yeah,
so
halfway through, I
guess-
lost my voice at this one.
yeah. So I mean, I guess maybe that was the downside. Everything else went pretty well, I thought. So that's good.
Vince, is that because you sang to an octopus woman at lunchtime that you lost your voice? Did you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, I need to be able to meet somebody with this man bun. I've
you're,
got back here.
you're trying to get an extra set of longer legs. You're
Yeah, I went from 5'5" to 5'6", guys.
oh.
Nice,
You're never too
nice.
old for a growth spurt.
But yeah,
But
but
yeah.
as as people probably know, we choose a theme that kind of matches with the AOS narrative in the year. So Blighted Wilds matched where things are going. Obviously, we got the Path to Glory book right before the event, so we kind of
It's
set
just-
it and guy ran.
And we don't have to do that, but it just feels like a good thing to do. Like it's so thematic, and they've done so much work, and it's like let's all just kind of exist in that same space, I think, right? And for us, it's just a beautiful motivator, right? Kind of at the time when we start writing, the week
Mhm.
before Adepticon when it comes out. when it, but it, just we read it, we get excited about it. It's like, all right, cool. How do we come up with all of these? How do we expand upon these great ideas already? We build on top of it, and it's, I think it just works out really nicely because we're already thinking about it. We might as well turn it into a productive, outcome.
Well, at least it's got good themes. A lot of Alariel and Nurgle theme, Gyran. Kind of going throughout the missions as well as kind of the narratives and the stories too. So I think that's fun for people who are reading it or getting into it themselves. It's like kind of feeds into that as well. So
yeah, for sure.
So in terms of like ideas, we'll start with Vint, and then we'll go to Mike, and then we'll go back to Vint because Vint did 2 of the paths this year because I had to bail out on the one. But Vint, for the strength path, in terms of how did you kind of come up with the ideas? Was there something that did you have to work hard to come up with something, or did something just kind of pop in there?
So when it came to specifically to this year's ideas, I've written strength every year, I think, at this point.
Yep.
And so I was like, more power. Like, it was very Tim the Toolman Taylor took over. Yeah. But I was like, let's go smash things. I think I was, I mean, as you go through the quests, you can kind of, sometimes I'm like, life imitates art, imitates life. I was very motivated. So you get these like very kind of like manic things. And at some point, like during the writing process, I had to do like a really long walk, like somewhere where I was just upset that I was walking wherever I was going. And so too much walking was one of the quests. And I was like, well, sorry guys, like forget walking. I've got.
I did not know that backstory. That's so funny, man.
Yeah. I was wondering what had happened there. But, it was good.
Yeah, though. I couldn't tell you where I was going.
I also wrote a mission about how mad I was at my mom, and that's why moms are not allowed it. I'm just kidding.
There's just stuff I'll go through. Normally when I'm writing, if I'm running out of ideas, I used to. This is a long time ago, but in Dungeons and Dragons 3rd edition, not 3.5, they used to have this big thing, and it was a hook a day. And somebody would go in, and it was a forum, and they'd write hooks. So I kept those, and then I started writing my own when that site went down. So I have just like a whole Excel Word document of hooks that I'm like, here's one. Like, what did I like about this? Or what did I resonate with this? And I like ordered them in ones that would be like, this would be fun to write. This would be cool. So I'll usually like, if I can't figure something out, I'll be like, well, I don't want to like, and you know what? You want to be big and strong. Better eat your protein, kids. Every time that you strike, right?
This next mission is called Drink Your Milk. Yeah. Eat your vegetables.
Vitamin A is good for you guys. It's not that. You want to have it make sense. It has to be. Strength is very easy to fall into that when you're writing like, hey, like your guy wants to be strong, and every year there's usually it's never the least picked. So it's usually one that's fairly commonly picked. And strength.
It's relatable, right? I think it's one of those that like
knowledge. Yeah.
They usually feel like the kind of things that like are not necessarily tropes, but just like such core identities to a lot of fantasy. And so it's easy to relate to those and just feel like, yeah, no, I feel like that's what my warband would be into. So yeah, I think that's a great point. And just that, yes, it is a very popular one every year.
And like, so, and it's easy to like, when you think of, ooh, like, do I want to be motivated by wealth? And as a greedy salesperson, yes, usually. But you go into like knowledge. Oh, I'm a wizard. Knowledge makes sense. Or I have a warcaster in my group. Not to tip my hand for other games that might be being played. But you have your casters. You have your wizard. They want to know things, or you're playing a Zechian warband or a Slaneshian warband. Like knowledge for Slanesh, you're a creep, and that's wonderful. But like for strength, everybody wants strength, right? There isn't a single Kabbalist to Cities of Sigmar foot soldier to the finest of the Stormcast Eternals that doesn't think that being stronger is a bad thing, right? Everybody in Warcry wants to be stronger to some degree. So strength, like when I write, I try and write with the idea that this this should be palatable, right? This should be easy to work through. It should be fun and engaging because that's what every story should be. There should be at least one or two like, well, that's kind of wild because you're gonna, more laughs, right? Like you want the laugh, you want the smile when you read this thing. In the 30 seconds before your game, you have. They used to be much longer. We talked
The
about
four words that you retain after you
Yeah.
read it. You're like, yes.
Yeah, right. I mean, our first year was volumes. I wrote huge paragraphs for every single mission, and would walk around and read them. Crazier times.
Yeah.
But it's that's a lot of it, right? Like, just stuff as you go through, and strength has to be palatable. So that was a lot of my direction from this one. And I often say, like, I think one of my favorite lines was I got to use I'm no mappa magician, because I say that pretty often when I'm trying to do math. I'll be like, I'm no mathematician. And so I got to use that in a sentence. Like, that's just fun, just goofy fun.
Vin, do you want to? I know we don't necessarily want to go like explain every single detail of it, but do you want to maybe give like a summary of like the path in general?
Yeah. So it starts off with a quote, because you got to have an attention getter. Roots that run the deepest often support the strongest trees. An old adage that the former leader of your warband would often quote. It's why they and those that didn't follow now feed the trees they sought so much to idolize. Stagnation has its place, but in the wilds of Giran, you can put roots anywhere. So the idea is your character hears about a way to get stronger, and realizing that stagnation is what killed the rest of the people, because standing still in a place where the trees eat you, or any of it, you figure out you got to move. So they find out about Oaken Rift, because everything should have a name. Otherwise, it's just a place. So they find
I'm
out
no
about.
mappa magician.
I'm no mappa magician, but I did take a lot of geography credits in college. So you go and you essentially follow, like, you go in and you're on your way to go to Oaken Rift, where you think there's big stuff. Surely some of these supplies will help your quest towards the next steps of the legend. However, your exposure to such extremes, or perhaps a blow to the head, seems to have muddled your memory. You are pretty sure you need to go to the ruins of Oaken Rift, but what if it's another ruin? You realize you either make a snap decision so as not to appear weak, or you could ask your warband for help. And so you either ask your warband for help, and they're like, that place is full of vermin and disease. Don't go there. We'll all die. It's a terrible time. And they
Please don't make us go there.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, that seems bad. Let's not do that. You follow them. You've been lost. You've had to ask for directions. The day is barely halfway through. This is too much walking. Feeling the need to let off some steam, you follow the tracks of the other warband. Your followers seem to have had enough walking as well, and follow you. When you arrive at the encampment of your most recent enemy, you note that it is completely abandoned. You step into the area, and the realm recoils in rage. A tremor, unlike one you felt before, shudders. And the ruin they were camping in begins to shudder as well. As you dodge the falling piece of rubble, you spot another warband, which has apparently also decided to try and camp here. You release your war cry, no more walking, only battle. Right.
Which is, of course, was that was the motto of Warcry 1.0. First edition was no more walking, only battle, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we don't stop for directions. I'm no mappa magician. You continue to go on. Unsure of what Unseen's forces helped you. Maybe you knew all along. But you kind of go through, and you follow the pull of destiny or head trauma. Or you find out
I love that so much,
and you're
man.
like, you know what? If I'm going to go prove I'm the best, why not do it in an arena? So you head that way. Now, going back to the other direction,
So what was this fork? This is between letting your
Yeah,
warband tell you what to do or following the head injury.
yeah, following the head
So
injury.
before we go to the other path, though, there was, so I'll often, as I go through these, I'll kind of tweak things or work on balancing stuff or add some flavor, take flavor away, depending on where things match up. But Vin had a lot of really funny stuff in here, like the whole walking theme. So like I put in a heroic trait, walkabout champion, you know, and then in the arena part, he had this hidden agenda that was just hilarious. So we definitely left it in and just tweaked it a little bit. It says, "Are you not entertained? You complete this hidden agenda if you yell a war cry or quote a gladiator prior to an attack action to take down an enemy fighter." And I don't know. I think one person might have done it. I think I heard it somewhere.
Yeah,
Yep,
I heard somebody yell a war cry of some sort.
Incredible.
I think they just yelled war cry though.
That's absolutely hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious.
It counts. It counts. It totally counts. And that's, and I think that's, I remember reading that as well. And for me, that just captured like, is it a robust rule to give somebody points for shouting? Not normally. Does that matter when it's such a fun and evocative and like narratively driven event with a narratively driven storyline, doing something that makes the event more fun? Great. Honestly, it's the end of the day too. It was the last mission. It's just like, just facilitating that piece of it. It was such a cool idea of it. I love, I mean, if you've ever seen like my war bands and stuff like that, right? I'm always trying to think outside the box and try to get multimedia, like different medias to express myself with what I'm doing with it. And so that in particular, that was exactly it was so far up my alley. I was just like, that's such a great idea to change up this normal expectation, subversion of what we're looking at doing for sure.
Well, and like it's all the way through it, right? Like it should be palatable and easy, especially for strength. If you can dodge a rubble, you can dodge a ball.
Yep.
That was another one. There can only be one when it was like a high. I was like, let's do Highlander. Why not? There can only be one. And of course there's like the edgy, like let none survive, do a thorough search. But like they lead into the other things, right? Like
exactly.
You can't just jump in and be like, okay, now I need everybody to scream. It's the first round.
Yeah.
Everything after this is going to be boring.
Hi, this is your first opponent. Yell at them.
You've never played in a tournament before? Great. This person wants you to yell at them in random Russell Crowe-isms. So. Tugga, no!
Get that camera out of my face. Didn't he throw a shoe at someone or something? Wasn't that he assaulted a camera, paparazzi or something like that? Yeah.
I mean,
this is also a fun fact. Russell Crowe trivia podcast. We're not very good at it, but there's a little bit for you.
He was in other movies.
Such as we can't remember right now, but
Commander.
Master and Commander 2. Commander Boogaloo. I think there was. I don't think he was in it.
What?
I don't know. Again, we're not a very good Russell Crowe trivia podcast, but this is our subtext now.
Anyway, Mike, tell us about your quest line.
Sure. So, Vint, I appreciate you kind of going into like your creative process a little bit there too, because for me, it's funny you saying like the walking thing. Like, I do a ton of walking. I go out with my dog all the time, take him on long walks, and for me, that's a very like internal time. Like, if I don't have anything to think about, I'll throw on a podcast or music or something like that. But oftentimes, it's my like internal, almost like meditation to a degree. Like it gives me time alone and I can kind of think through whatever is going on, and a lot of time it ends up being thinking about Warcry stuff, admittedly. But for me, like my creative process, and I think I've talked about this when I do my kit bashing and stuff like that, it's kind of iterative, and it is I try to build upon the ideas that I have. So I can't explain when my true inspiration strikes. I just see something and my brain just goes, well, those two things go together, and then I go, cool, that's a thought, and now that's an idea that I have, right? That's just how it starts. But once I have that initial thought, I tried different like creative processes and ideas, like I've started doing for warbands. I've started using Google Slides to create kind of just like vision boards essentially. So like, let me just pull pictures or like ideas, words, whatever I'm thinking, put them in the same space so that they can exist together. And then just kind of ruminate on that. And so for the story, that's kind of the same thing that I did, right? I knew, so I had knowledge for mine. And fun fact, I basically did two, because knowledge is also power and that's strength. So I think it counts as doing two. I'm pretty sure. Cool.
Like,
all right. I just wanted to be clear.
Of knowledge.
Yeah, for
They're
sure.
all
Wealth of knowledge. So I did all the work this year. But
it's the servo skull you keep in your bun.
That's it. What if I opened it up and there was a ratatouille in there? I just pull in my hair.
You'd be the rudest rat. He's a Skaven. He's a Skaven.
That's fair,
right? Like the little
I'm getting Halloween costume idea.
Little brain rats.
They've got the little brain rat on their
cranium rats. Yeah.
Yep.
That's what lives in your man bun. I've decided.
One of those. I'm technically Clan Mulder, Professor Quirrell, Clan Mulder. But no, so yeah, what I did with the story is I just kind of had my initial ideas. I was like, all right, I'm doing knowledge. I also try and like be subversive in some capacity, right? Like I don't want to play to the total norms. I like to be creative. I like to find ways to express my ideas in ways that maybe aren't typical. And so for this one, for the knowledge of it, I was like, well, what if this is like field work, right? Like knowledge, you're normally like, oh, I'm seeking a tome of ancient knowledge or something like that, right? But I was like, no, we're just out there doing like the legwork. We're doing the field work you can't do it without experimentation. So you got to get into it. And that was kind of like the basis for it. And then we had, I do much better with my creative process too when I have boundaries and like structure to it. So like you give me a space to play in and I'll come up with the craziest stuff within that space. But if you take away those walls, I'm like, it could be anything and I just have trouble starting. So for this one, what was really nice was that we had, oh my goodness, what's it called? What was the setting called again?
The Blighted Wilds?
Yes, Blighted Wilds. So we have this Skyran theme, and we've got the kind of the life in the most pure sense with Ilario, and then we had the decay side with Nurgle, but like decay and life and kind of an abominative growth to a degree. So I was like, all right, cool. Let me try and make all of my choices follow those two paths essentially. And so the first thing you do, you kind of come in and you're just like, whoa, check it out. We're in the wild. We're in the field. We're doing some experiments. Nice. Kind of like a college kid going to their first like science class and go, this is awesome. And then immediately there's like honking monkeys. There's just like crazy vines, all this kind of stuff. Just all, weird creatures, weird animals and strange plants. Yeah. Yep. All just everything. Right. And so I tried to follow, I tried to have a Nurgle decision and kind of an Ilarial decision, pseudo on every path that we did. So on that first one, once you're out there and then, oh man, there's a warband in the way. Hey, we're trying to work here. Get out of here. So you fight them off and then you're like, cool, I finally got a little space and time to do my research. And so the first choice that you get, you got to do it quick because there's obviously people around. You don't want them to, to get in the way again. So you can either check out those critters or you can do Plant Parenthood. And so you can either go for the critters or go for the plants. I pride myself on stupid words and names and puns. So, so the first one, if you take it, it is the heroic trait you get is a critter contagion carrier. So what happens essentially is you start following these little honking critters that are running around and you catch one and you discover, oh, it's not honking, it's coughing. It's very ill and it coughs in your face and you immediately get sick. So then you can start, the heroic trait just starts with you stink. Fighters within 3 inches lose strength when they're attacking, basically. So, but then, you start to hear a little bit of bells, hear some laughter when you start getting sick. Weird. So yeah, it was just a fun, like, again, that's kind of that subversion. You're like, oh, what's this creature doing? Oh, I'm no longer in control of this. It's doing something to me, but I'm still learning, so it counts. So so then while you're dealing with that, you got to fight off another warband for round two. And I might go over those after this too, real quick. Or actually, I'll wait till Vent's done, but I'll kind of go through the missions and kind of explain what they were, because I tried to, as much as I can, like whenever I do the Mad Cry events, I try to have a semblance of a sequential story in place.
Exactly. Yeah.
Or at least have it feel a little cohesive.
Mhm.
And so I tried to have all of these kind of tie together as much as I could as well. But after you fight off that warband and you've been infected by this whatever this creature is, you get some more study time, and then you stumble upon a green skinned demon with a single eye and a horn protruding from its head. It might be someone you're not friendly with, but basically, yeah, it's kind of like a plague bringer, right? From Nurgle, one of his demons, and it's just someone that's wandered around. He says, "What's this? Grandfather's been seeking specimens of this magnificent malady. Let us celebrate your blessing by exploring this joyous virulence together." So you have a choice. It doesn't look particularly strong. You're a whole warband, so at that point, you can either choose to overwhelm the demon and search for a remedy for your condition, kind of in this, he's got a little hovel in this tree that he's in, or there's always room for one more on the reference page. Work with him. He can become, one of your additional study partners. So if you decide to subdue him and take over while you're searching through his space, you discover the legendary artifact, Green's Anatomy. Obviously not Grey's Anatomy. We're Green's Anatomy on this one. And it's basically just a list of a whole bunch of different diseases, but it also teaches you how the pathogenesis occurs, and so it's kind of a healing version of it. Sorry, my nose is running. Yeah, perfect
Talk
timing.
about Nurgle, and
That's crazy. But the idea behind it was like you're learning about the diseases in a way that is kind of healing, right? This is the Alarial side. This is, you've taken the Nurgle path to get sick from the rat, but now you're kind of looking at the healing side. And so what it did was it lets all of the fighters within 6 inches of you use respite as if it was a value of a 6. So maximum value when you use respite, the universal ability, just to show that you know how to help people heal and make them recover better. And then you can heal 2d6 when you do a respite, or double the value, sorry, when you do a respite. So yeah, just kind of a fun twist on it. And then where's the other one here? And then, yeah, basically you just go off and you're like, oh, cool. You get healed up, but then the bells and the laughter just don't ever go away. Oh, what happened? So then if you decide to work with him, you'll discover his name is Farglux. He says, grandfather has been sending us in this area in hopes of uncovering the salubrious bounty you carry. He bade me grant any gift upon any who aided in bringing this new wonder into his garden. So yeah, they've been trying to find new diseases. This is a new disease they're excited about. They're like, nice, this is really cool. So they give you a torque of Nurgle. So it's like 3 bulging pustules that never burst, but they just look disgusting. And you put it on your arm and you feel strong. I feel great. What a great time. And basically, what did it do? It just makes you Nurgle, one of Nurgle's numbers is 3, and so you can treat any ability as having a minimum value of 3, which is kind of nice. 3's not good, but it's better than a 1 or a 2. And if you can guarantee you're never getting 1s or 2s, I was like, it's not super. I try to get creative with artifacts too, because it's like you get +1 strength. Like there's so many of those, and like I try to find some more compelling ideas behind it and that facilitate play styles more than anything else, and just doing interesting things or feeling like you're playing the game differently than you normally would. So, and then you get an increase of your wounds by 3, because why not? 1 for each pustule. But yeah, so that was that one, kind of fun. The other way that you could have gone was if you go to explore the fauna, you start looking around, you go check out the trees. This is back before, instead of choosing the rat, you go check out the trees. When you go to do this one, basically, you think that you're going to explore the trees. Nope. Vine grabs you by the leg, a little the tree branch comes over you, plops a seed in your mouth, it holds it open and makes you swallow it, and then you start growing your own little bit of leaves happening there. So whoops, it says Nobody said research was easy. It's one of the lines I had in there. So then as that happens, you're fighting off other enemies and things like that. The hidden agenda for this one was photosynthesize, where at the end of the game, you have to end on the highest platform, just soaking in the sun with your leader.
Yep. I liked it.
And then, so you get through that battle, and then you got to figure out what you're going to do, right? And you start having, there's some seeds popping off. What's your plan? Are you going to let them grow, or are you going to harvest them? So if you decide to harvest them, again, this is one of my favorite subversions. It's called a mean green mugging. As you pluck the seeds off your body, basically a Gloomspite little grot runs in and tackles you and steals them from you. But as he's trying to run away, you manage to snatch a scepter off his belt, right? Because it was like, I want to do interesting things that you don't always get to do. And I was like, Gloomspite just showing up and getting a weird artifact. You'd never be able to expect that, but it's interesting and hopefully and fun. And basically what that would do is he pointed at, it's what is it called? The moonlight scepter, something like that. Moon's craze scepter. So essentially it would just increases crits for one model for the entire battle round, and like use it, like made leaves look pointier when they use it in the narrative bit here. So something fun. And then the other option that you had was and then it's like, all right, go back and you become a walking arboretum. So silly things. If you harvest them, you get a handful of quick seed, which is basically you can use them. They don't last very long because they wither being away from the host, but you can use them once per game and chuck them at terrain anywhere nearby. On a 1 to 4, everything, including your friendly models, gets their movement reduced by 2 until the end of the turn. And on a 5 to 6, nothing touching within, 3 inches of that terrain can move or disengage for the rest of that turn. Yep. So some pretty, and again, it was kind of balanced because it was like enemies and friendly fighters, so like obviously there's an optimal time to use that, but like it can be very fun, very evocative storytelling. Everybody's trapped there for a round. And then basically you there's a little 6-legged squirrel creature that comes up after this one and starts munching it, and you're like, man, this is crazy. It affects things differently, and the more you test, the more you learn about it. So go back and do some more testing and see what happens with it. So it was very fun. And to write the two, again, having a Nurgle directed path and a Nurgle and an Alariel directed path, and then having a life and kind of, so the harvesting in this one was the more Nurgle side because you're removing it, versus letting it grow would be the Alariel side too. So it was just it was super fun to write. And so I kind of had some base ideas, and then I start jotting them down, and over time, like over a couple of weeks, I just add little ideas to them and just see when inspiration strikes me again. I know that's not a very replicable trait necessarily because my brain is weird and everybody's brain works differently, so I can't say
works out.
For me it does, but if it's not like a skill that I can share. Other than just like writing down your ideas, though, when you have an idea, put it down on paper so you don't lose it, because then you can build on it and you can explore other things. And if you have different ideas, you can compare, contrast, you can add, you can subtract, all that kind of stuff. But and so again, my goal was to kind of have some unexpected things, and like Vint's stories throughout the years have been so motivating because they are very funny. And I was like, how can I try and have these things that are, again, unexpected and entertaining, instead of just like, you found a book, what a great book, this is a cool book, wow, what a book. And so again, knowledge field work just felt like a cool way to explore that. And then just having that flora fauna option and then seeing what happens from there. But Vint, right. I think you'd introduced characters in the past. That's right, you did the not Goonies one last year where you met One-Eyed Willie, and
I did that one.
Oh, that was your one. Okay, yeah. So that was, for me, it was like that was an inspiration too, because I was like, oh, cool, you can just introduce people, right? This format is so open that you can just talk about whatever you want, and all that matters is where do you start, where do you finish, what item do you get, what heroic trait do you get, and so you can tell whatever story you want in that space. And I was like, why limit myself to just this very plain, straightforward, like, you're gaining knowledge, wow, isn't that interesting? No, it's not. You're studying for classes again, fun. So, getting to interact with the characters, creatures, and environments of the 9 realms. I'm sorry, Torn. Yes, but it was super fun to write. more excited to do it next year, maybe with some more time as well. get ahead of it, so I'm not rushing it, because there's always stuff that I look back and I'm like, man, I could have done that better. But again, just give it time to marinate and see if you still feel the same way about it later. If you come up with new things that might be able to be even better and amplify the good stuff you have.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Yeah, Vint. All right.
So
Wow.
for Wealth, last one. Backstory on Wealth. Josh got really sick, like we said at the top of this. And so this was like less than a week before the event, and you're like
that.
I was like, could you actually? Or Josh was like, I was like, hey, you want me to write this? And Josh goes, absolutely. Actually, I was like, sick. And before I even asked, I didn't have any idea. So I was like, cool. In a couple days, I'm gonna write all of this down. And so we got it, and I was like, what is Wealth? And pop culturally, One Piece just came out with its second season. So the Yuan Vs is what we were after for the Sump King.
Yuan Vs.
And the Yuan Vs.
You said the Simp King, Vince? The Simp King?
Sump.
Got it. Okay, cool.
I was like, we gotta keep the theme in there, you know?
Mental typo.
Yeah. Pretty much though. So it starts just like One Piece does, with the the Sump Rabbit getting his head chopped off and rolling down. And then you want to be the ruler of the Sump, right? It's a gnarly place you're in. So you go after the Yuan Beast. And there's part of the quest where you hear not Luffy, and his crew walking around, and you follow them around. And they let you know that the One Piece is really the friends you make along the way. Or there's all sorts of myriad other treasures, as you're like, actually, this guy sounds like a clown. Let's not do it. So the quest kind of splits. I was like, you know what? Like last year, there was a Phantom of the Opera one I did. We had the Goonies. This year was I was like, let's do One Piece. That sounds awesome. Everybody will like it's pop culture enough right now that most people will get some of these references. I tried to keep in that first season. When I think of,
and if not, then you look like a genius, right? Again, great art of steel.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It wasn't plagiarism, but I don't know how far away it was. I mean, you have some of the names.
It was Nurgle, so it was plagiarism.
It was plagiarism. But yeah, it was a lot of you follow the directions of the man. You're closing in on the journey to. I was like, it's still very motivated, right? Like with Wealth, I don't think I've written for Wealth before, Josh. I think you've always been the person who wrote Wealth. So I was like, how do I keep focus? This was going to be the hard one for me. I was like, it's treasure, right? Like I have to grab treasure. How do I make that interesting? So I was like, well, let's get an idea. What's the most fun treasure hunt I've recently consumed media wise? And I was like, well, One Piece is great. And I've been watching the anime too. So I think they go to a place called like Shenandoah, and I think in ours it's Shenandoah. Like it's
legally distinct. If GW is allowed to do it, why can't we?
Yeah, I mean, I've watched.
No, I thought you did it very well. I did it very well because I had just watched the series too, and I was like, "Oh wait, this is awesome."
Yeah,
I know exactly what this is.
It has to be close. It has to interact with that story and our story. Like, what would a crossover look like, right? Like, what would Luffy be like if he was in Warcry? He would be walking around, screaming and yelling in the woods, and there'd be all manner of terrible things, and he'd be like, "Come on, guys, pistol!" Like, and I was like, you follow him, right? Because why wouldn't you? And like,
right.
The Wealth in many forms, right? Like, there's a different treasure for every end of the quest line, right? And if you're motivated by Wealth, as you're going, you kind of get an idea of like, I think this guy's a loon. Or you're like, actually, I think there's treasure over here after what we found from the last warband. Let's go over here and find them, and find what they were after. So again, taking this one was a one and done. I think I did the whole thing in one night, and I think I made 0 edits. I did edit a little bit, but not a ton. I think it was because I wanted to find a way that wasn't like, and the Gold Roger. So I think I was changing names.
Yeah.
But it's good. It was fun to write for Not Power. It was. I mean, we've written for other stuff in the past too. So we also had two quest lines. I was trying to think because there was Death 1 and Death 2, Chaos 1, Chaos 2, Order 1, Order
Yeah,
2.
it just they had more branches. We went one further than we did here. Yeah, so I mean, we had crazy.
Yeah,
It
you end up
there was a
having to
lot of
write
quests
4
that first year.
conclusions, and which
Yeah.
is, I mean, it's super fun. And like, again, if you want to run an event and you love the writing side of it, absolutely go for it. It's a blast to write these. I think there's a bit of a burden when you know you're running it for 30 people that have come from all over the country and sometimes internationally, and you're just like, oh, I feel not a burden, but like I feel a responsibility to make sure that these are really, really good. And it's worth people's time, effort, energy, money, and just commitment that they've made to it. But if you just want to rip these up and start throwing them out there, like it's an easy format to copy, and let your creative writing side go wild. There's so many. There's literally no limit to how many quest options. We choose 3 because it's enough to distinguish it, and it's usually how many people we have.
Yeah. The motivations are broad enough that you can apply whatever warband to one motivation or another easily enough. Yeah.
Well, and at the core of our event, right? Like, not to bring it back to where we started with some of this stuff, but we wanted that new gamer who's never tried narrative before to be able to walk away and have a narrative for their warband, right? When the average gamers only get 12 to 15 games and Warcry less, right? Like a year. If we can fill 4 of those or 3 of those with awesome narrative play, they're going to go and they're going to tell their next friend how awesome it was, right? And it puts I never focus on where they came from or how much they paid or where they're going. But truthfully, right? Like, my hope is that when they leave, they have more than when they came, right?
Yeah.
Whatever it is. And that we make it worth their time, right?
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
Yeah. And there were a few people that asked for the files and stuff to share too, because they want to share them with their community. So that's perfect. That's why we do it, because it's a fun way to play. Definitely want to share that.
This is not a proprietary blend that we're not willing to share. We're talking. I mean, even if you don't have the file, you could put most of it together from what we talked about here. Just make it up. We're just making this stuff up, guys. We're just braining it real good.
If you ever want story, dear listener, if you ever want story help, feel free to hit me up on Discord. I will respond, and we can talk story points and other stuff. I do a lot of this kind of writing often. I'm working on some other stuff right now for it. I'll do one-off days where we go and play kill team or boarding actions or something. So I normally am writing things that are very similar to this. So if you have ideas or want some, let me know. Happy to help. I'll send you what I got. Tell me what you're interested in. We'll work on it together.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you want me
to?
to?
Bummed they didn't get to write, but I thought it turned out really well, and I was like, okay, I'm glad Vint was able to get in there. It's awesome. That's good.
Also, Josh being like, I can't do a thing, and I was like, don't panic. Just don't panic, Vint. It's gonna be fine. It'll be okay. If you haven't caught it, Josh is the glue that keeps everything together.
And Vint and I are more of
idea guys.
Vapor and wisps that Josh has to try. I don't know if you've ever tried to glue vapor or wisps. We're a little ethereal at times. So Josh also has some wispiness to him too. Josh can wisp if he needs to wisp. He's like a vampire. He can poof different form. Whoa, Josh is a wisp this whole time. He's also glue. Josh is a glue wisp, and you're not supposed to sniff him. That's what I learned.
We huff it. That's how we became friends.
Right. D3 strength through reduction.
And this is you could dear listener, you could make your own event based on our 3 paths. You could make a Mike path, a Josh path, and a Vint path for your own event, just based on what we've said here today. So you can make it about anything you want.
If one of my relics isn't stilts, you're wrong.
Yeah. Oh God, that's so funny. Vint, I'm gonna use
a higher place.
I'm gonna make a character model for you, Vint, and it's gonna be the snotling goblin from Blood Bowl that is on stilts. He's just walking around, and he's
Do you need one?
Call him.
I have one.
No. I have two of them that were my when I made my Monstar Warband. I was like, I'm gonna have the Nerdlux as well, the pre-Monstar version of the aliens, and so they didn't make it to the event, but I got them. So
Nice.
Next time.
uh-huh.
Speaking of the
All right, well, did
Monstars,
you
who
wanna-
won prizes when they played the first time, I think. Anyway,
Oh,
fun prizes at our events.
yeah.
Transitioning.
I didn't play them. That was my competitive warband. I borrowed the Iron Jaws from Joe, and I did the Knowledge Path, and I named them all after famous scientists for that one. That was so fun making Iron Jaws science names. I wish I could find the sheet. All right, I'm gonna work on remembering this. You guys keep going.
So we do fun prizes at our events. We have Headhunter, who took out leaders, whoever took out the most leaders. We had Life Stealer, caused the most slain models. So at the end of the game, you'd roll to see if you had somebody die. Forsaken had the most models slain. So
Maybe you think you're having a bad time. Surprise, surprise. You're actually winning.
yeah, congratulations. You're Kabbalists who have died in every game. You're ahead of the game, guys.
Those Pokemon you've been sending brainlessly into fights over and over and over again after you stayed up all night painting your warband after playing your brains out in competitive and being tired already, not sleeping. When they die,
For a
it
reason.
helps. Yeah.
We had favorite warband, so painting populace. Gamesome, persons with the most favorite game votes, which is always good because it's always something we have a tiebreaker on.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Favorite champion,
And not
most
just because
glory
of the
overall.
numbers, because people love their games.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Favorite champion, most glory overall. And then we have Sage of the Ravaged Coast, most glory in the knowledge campaign.
This is the Blighted Wilds. Sorry, didn't
Oh my
change that
gosh.
in here.
Well,
but yeah.
how about Warrior of the Blighted Wilds, most glory and strength, and Pirate? It was not Pirate. It was
No, it was
something else.
Entrepreneur of the
Entrepreneur
Blighted Wilds.
of the Sump.
Exactly right. The Sump.
Mike's
We
gone.
all-
We lost him.
No, sorry. There's a cable under my desk connected to a light, and I kicked it. And then, if you saw flashing just then, if you saw my skeleton through my skin,
Guys, I'm like so scared. I'm the only one who hasn't had like technical difficulties yet, and given I've had enough in other episodes to count a million times over.
Vint, I'm just glad you're still here. I'm glad you picked a room that nobody could lock you out of.
Right.
I think I commented on the video. I don't remember if we talked about it, but if you remember the episode where Josh and I were like, "Oh, Vint just disappeared for the last 45 minutes." Vint didn't mean to disappear. Vint was like going to grab paint or water or go to the bathroom or something like that, and then got locked out of the room that he had all of his equipment in. So he was still recording and just wasn't there. Couldn't get it.
Yep. Yeah. It's like, yeah, it was a whole mess. Ask me about it next time. It's like it'll be another 45-minute episode on top of where we're at now. Lessons learned: don't lock yourself out of the room you're recording in.
Right.
And that's just
We,
podcasting 101, folks. It's a Russell Crowe factoid podcast. It's also a podcasting podcast and Warcry podcast. Three
Before
different
we get into
podcasts.
lessons learned, Mike, did you want to talk about the missions and just
Yeah, I
kind
can
of
run-
describe
Yeah,
how you
I
came
can
up
run
with
through
them?
them real quick. Yeah, so the first
Yeah.
one was borrowed
Good
from
Man.
what happened?
I
I
was
missed
like,
it.
oh shoot! I totally jumped that whole thing.
No, it's all good. It'll be quick, and it's honestly, I forgot. I don't know. I wasn't as proud of these ones as I normally am for my missions anyway. So first one was one of the ones I borrowed from Salty Sea, one of his packs, where basically there are 5 treasures on the ground to start the game, and if you pick up a treasure, you can't move more than 3 inches away from where you picked it up if you are carrying the treasure. So it kind of makes this. Normally, you grab a treasure, you're like, I'm going to run away. Can't do it on this one. So this was called Gyranian Goody Fields, and when you picked it up, you either chose that area where you picked it up. You got to determine whether you picked up a Nurgle relic or an Alario relic, and they would bless that area essentially. So if it was Nurgle blessed, it would cause damage. If it was Alario blessed, it would heal. I don't think I worked out all the kinks on this little twist for this one because everybody said to just pick the Alario one because you could heal. I thought people would make more interesting choices and try to make people die and things like that.
I thought they would like run it in as a grenade and take out other models. But
like pick up a thing with like a weakling fighter, let them die anyway, and then your opponent's the one stuck holding that one. See, I think people just aren't strategic enough in their narrative games. But like you can't, the treasure can't leave if you teleport away or anything like that. It gets stuck there. So it's a really cool mission. Again, thanks to Dan for creating that one. And then next mission, that was number 1. Hold on 1 second here. There we go. Next one was called Claim Your Realm. And this one was, you choose, whoops, I'm scrolling too fast. You choose 2 of your fighters to be blessed. And basically anytime you take down an enemy fighter, the fighter that did that becomes blessed through whatever abilities. If they knock them off a platform and the fall damage kills them, they still get blessed, anything like that. And then you score based on how many blessed fighters you have, and then you lose points for how many blessed fighters your opponent has. It's a really, really good mission. I found it randomly on the cards. It's technically a match play mission. It works out really, really well. It creates a lot of really interesting games. It was just a fun mission I found a little while back, played it in a Magcray event. People really liked it. I was like, bring it back. Why work twice as hard? And then on top of that, you would also control quarters of the battlefield, take control of the Blighted Wilds, expand your territory. So you would score based on holding corners. And this one, the twist was the realm is angry. At the end of each round, prior to counting the VP, any model within 1 inch of terrain was taking D3 damages. Whoosh, the realms lash out at you, coming to get you. And then the last mission was called Build Your Empire. This is one that Cody, we had him on to talk about the Toad Pack. I think this was in the Toad Pack, or maybe it's one he's created since then. But you're essentially choosing different terrain on the board to be bastions. And so when you choose that, basically you're trying to control the bastions more or less. It's a pretty simple way to put it. And so you can stand on top of them and kind of count as more, or just being near it. So it's actually coincidentally, it's exactly, you want to talk about when GW steals our ideas? Well, we're like, what if we turned terrain into objectives? And GW is like, write that down, 40K 11th edition. Let's start doing that.
Yeah.
But it's been something we've been experimenting with for a while, and Cody has this really good mission version of it. Functionally, that's basically what it is. There's some other stuff in there. Anything it's
fun twists.
Went the wrong one again. Sorry. Did I do? Hold on. Sorry. Yep, I scrolled too far. And then that's basically the logistics of the actual mission are not that interesting. We can share it with you if you want to see it. But then the twists were the realm's tears. Gyran is in pain, and your warband feels the anguish. At the end of each round, prior to assessing control and victory points earned, roll a d6 and follow the directions for the result below. On the odds, Nurgle's blessings are rampant. All models not under a platform take d3 damage. A little bit of acid rain. Sorry, guys. And then on the evens, it would be Alariel's blessings are shared, and all models not under a platform remove d3 damage. Feel the rain on your skin. No one else. Nope, never mind. We'll get a copyright strike for that one.
Demonetized all over again.
I like that twist because it's you're encouraging 2 different types of play. That you don't know what you want to be outside, so you get healed, or you got to be under just in case it's Nurgle.
Exactly. Risk taking, right? Like give people. One of my biggest philosophies on missions is like give people meaningful choices. I mean, that's just a fundamental idea of game design, but like give people interesting choices is the one of the thing that I really, really try to hold to. And again, accidentally, the feedback for the first twist was it's not an interesting choice. You just always choose heal. And I was like, I thought it would be more interesting. I'm sorry that it's not how it played for most people. But as much as possible, like do you get to choose if you want to take that risk? Do you want to be under a platform or you just deal with the consequences anyway? So so that was the pack. 3 missions. We only play 3 because it gives us plenty of time to, get through them and be able to just hang out with cool people that like Warcry, because you might not get to play Warcry more than
do the voting in between lunch, and have plenty of time for newer people to finish up games and things like that. So
for sure.
And then definitely try to use the twist to kind of show an escalation of the event as it goes through.
Exactly.
Spicier things that are going on potentially. Having 2 twists at the end versus just one kind of thing.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, but I think so for anybody who has run an event or wants to run an event, keeping some way of tallying stuff and organizing things and the results is always the challenge. And and just even with this event, we've gotten better at it over and over through the years. And this year I thought was really good, really smooth. It's all electronic on the sheets, and we've got formulas in there to auto calculate things, and we kind of with Mike's suggestions, we kind of found ways to speed up the tiebreaker process instead of like actively going back 4 or 5 different tiebreaker. We kind of, we've got the final 3, we'll randomize it. Right? So it's just like, okay, all right, that's so much faster. But we also had gotten some feedback that there was finding pairings was sometimes challenging, and so Mike came up with a process where he would just kind of get people together, or say, hey, if there's somebody who wanted to play, get together. Otherwise, come to us. We'll help you get matched up. And I think it sped things up quite a bit. But also the feedback I received is that it helped, reduce some anxiety for quite a few people. So
take some of that pressure off talking to strangers. Like, you're going to talk to a stranger, but like, it's different when you just said, hey, you have to talk to each other versus, hey, you can talk to each other. Right. And it's funny because like I started doing that, and then by the end of it, most people had pairings, and there was only, I was like, there was no rhyme or reason to it. I was like, hey, are you standing near each other? Guess what? If you don't want to play each other, let me know. Otherwise, you're playing each other. It's super easy. But then only one time did it not work, because I wasn't tracking who played each other or anything like that. I was just like, hey, you tell me if this is not a good pairing for whatever reason. I don't care. I'll pick somebody else. Respect that. Right. And it was funny because only one person that I have an issue with, I was like, all right, you and you play. And they're like, we played the last game. I was like, all right, then you play that person. They go, nope, we played the game before. And I went, you and him play. And they're like, we came together. I was like, you and him play? Got it. Let's go. It was the only time it happened, and I got like 4 tiebreakers into it to have to replan it. So it was good.
No, I think that went really well. I think so. It was, appreciate that feedback, and also the ingenious way of kind of figuring out how to get it done.
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. Point at 2 people and go, hey, you go play a game now.
It's enabling. It's an enabling process.
Yeah, for sure. Yep, I'm an
enabler. Barriers, right?
No, it is. It feels so silly and it's so simple, but I do think it really does help a lot of different pieces of it, and it just helps smooth things over for everybody, and that's what we want. If that's something that was preventing people from wanting to play, no longer, right? And it's it's a lot to have to talk to strangers, and some of us are crazy and really enjoy that kind of stuff. We're just like, are you a stranger? I'd like to learn everything about you now, please. But we understand not everybody's like that.
Right. Exactly. Yeah, I think the only thing I would have liked more is, and this is every year, some more time to like share more of the narrative in between each game and how it's evolving and whatever. But
I'd agree.
It's so loud, and of course none of us had our voices, so it just didn't work.
I had my voice, but I was also carrying a wicked hangover, because I was like, what about if the one day I have to run an event, I put myself in the worst spot possible to kick it off. Tell you what, Milwaukee. What's that?
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Yep. I thought I did a pretty good job, other than throwing up on that one kid. But no, that was Vint. Never mind. No.
It mostly came out.
But no, I thought the place we were in this year was much better than, like, we didn't have to move all the Warcry stuff the day before all the way to a different floor and all the way back up. It was all in the same spot. Much better logistically this year for everyone. So it was great.
Yeah,
really appreciate everybody coming out. It was a blast. Had a great time.
Yeah, I felt so like out of place, like watching everybody play, and I was like, somebody's got to need something, and they're just having fun, and I was like, oh, what's happening? It's wonderful.
Yeah, it was
I know none of us had to play this time. We actually had an evenly matched set. So
yeah, there was a lot.
Did you guys have any other?
gonna
Go
go
ahead.
get all the stuff is in. I'm gonna go get food, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the
Yep.
food was great too, man. If you haven't come to Adepticon and you're on the fence about it, they've got regular con food, but they had some just really killer. Like it was kind of a bummer because it was all just like a lot of different similar Asian style foods, but like also different enough, and also just the one I can't remember what was a Thai. No, what was the? Can't remember what it was, but the place that had the chicken and the ball, man, just really good food. I don't. This isn't helpful. Really good food.
I like the walking nachos. That was good food too.
Oh, I didn't get those.
Yeah.
No, I
Walking
forgot
nachos.
those were there.
Meatball sub. I had one of those, and that was super yummy.
I guess
that's what
we
I ate
were
during our event.
in different places. I didn't see any. I saw the nachos going around. I never spotted them, but it was like poke bowls and yeah, that was way off.
Yeah. Anything else you guys can think of that you want to improve upon or change for next year?
I do every time. And I mean, now I've got the 3D printer as well, but like I would love to just get more themed terrain. I had bigger plans for it this time, and I just wasn't able to pull it off. But I'm hoping for next year. Just
we got
try
some
to
trees out there, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a ton.
Yeah, and it's just it's the kind of thing that like for me, like when I do Magcry events, it's something that I really enjoy doing, and it is. I mean, it's a lot harder to do when we had 36 people. That's 18 boards that we need to have. So that's creating, carrying, packing, storing, all that kind of stuff. I mean, I've definitely got 18 boards of terrain, but it's not necessarily the same theme that I want to put out and stuff like that. So I'd have to create them all. But like finding a way to make that work, find what can we do. I would love to do that more next year, just because that is something that I think adds so much to the experience and helps you feel immersed in it, that I would love to do better.
It's a good thing you're volunteering, because if we decide to do catacombs boards, we're gonna have to bring a lot of doors, other pieces of terrain for all of them, because they have none of it. They have none of it.
We'll borrow some. We got some from friends, so we're soft committing to a catacombs event next year is what I'm thinking.
Well, I still need to reach out. Still need to reach out to the kind gentleman at Adepticon and see how that works, and then it might it would require quite a bit of borrowing, making, 3D printing, and there are files for 3D printing the various elements for the catacombs.
Cool.
So we'll just put some stuff together. So.
Well, good thing we've got 2 3D printers between us now, Josh.
I know.
Yeah. And who knows if we don't, and if we don't have anywhere to put it after, guess who just won a great new prize?
It goes with you.
Yeah. Whoa. You want a catacombs terrain set. Nice.
No, we just have to tell them, you guys need to buy an extra tub. This is why.
Clawfoot and everything.
We just bring an extra tub and don't tell anybody, and then we like leave it there with them and see what happens when they're like, we have an
pack
extra
it in
tub.
your storage unit.
Special secret tub. Whoa.
Exactly.
Next year, our big plan is we have to get a microphone system or a megaphone system of some sort.
Oh,
And,
yeah.
like the next day, I didn't make it to my second game without like by the time I got to the last game of the day, I couldn't talk. Like I was like whispering to my teammate to tell them what like my opponents what to do for the 40K quads, and my teammate would be like, "What are we supposed to do?" And I'd be like, "That's fantastic. I love all the
Vince like Grimo Wormtongue in, or is it right in Two Towers?
Lord
Like,
of the Rings.
we're going to charge this turn, my lord. The Gene Stealers are not welcome here. No, you're whispering it.
Well, and it would be fine if it was like something I could point, like, "Hey, we should do this and this and this."
Yep.
But one of the things was this big model that had like a bajillion guns. They'd be like, "What should I shoot with this?" And I'd be like, "I can't. I'm not going to point like this one over here."
Yeah.
Right.
So a microphone. That's on the must-haves for next year, and I will find one.
Cool.
I've done some research, and we borrowed one from some friends before, and it worked decently well. I mean, they all have their caveats, but we'll find something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we'll make it work. And if you've got suggestions for us, we'd love to hear them. If you weren't there, We'd still love to hear any ideas that you have. And if you were there, obviously, we'd love to hear them as well. We incorporated ideas from last year into this one, and it made it better for people. So that's all we want to do. We want to have fun with friends that we can make and rekindle from previous years, and then also just make it as positive an experience as we possibly can. It's our only real goal, is to make people have a fun day playing Warcry, and we are very, very open to any sort of feedback or criticism or anything like that. So
or themes. So there's particular themes you think would be a lot of fun to see, toss them our way. Shoot an email to dogsofwarcry@gmail.com, or visit us at themortalrealms.com/Discord. We're hanging out there.
We are. That's where we are.
All right. Well, thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Toodaloo.
Bye, guys.
Welcome to the Midwest side, those ruthless narratively driven podcasts you'll never turn right. I'll be in fall. We get so fast, dice roll and roll over this one, Minnesota, no snow to the dogs of Warcry.